I'm at Heathrow Airport in London to fly with Qantas to Sydney via Singapore in their business class cabin. The cost of the round trip was £7,150, including a hop across to Melbourne. Qantas shares check-in zone C with some of its oneworld partners. There were dedicated check-in desks for business class passengers with no queues when I arrived. The baggage allowance was 40 kilos in total, with no one bag weighing more than 32 kilos. Oneworld status could increase that allowance up to 60 kilos in total. From check-in, an escalator took you up to priority security. It was then a walk across the departure hall to get to the Qantas Business Lounge. The security area had new scanners where liquids and laptops didn't need to be removed from bags. The Qantas Lounge was located at Lounge B. Downstairs was a restaurant with a selection of hot dishes alongside a buffet. I opted for the meatballs, which was a nice snack. Upstairs was more seating and a bar. From the lounge it took me 4 minutes to walk to the aircraft at Gate 1. Let me know what you think of the review, leave a like, subscribe for future reviews and comment away. The flight was on an Airbus A380-800 aircraft, registration GH-OQB. It was 15 years old. Business class passengers were the first to board on the upper deck. First class passengers had previously been called to board on the lower deck. Business class was located across the front two cabins of the upper deck, with 70 seats in a staggered 1-2-1 configuration. I was in seat 11K in the front cabin. This seat had extra legroom because there wasn't a seat in front of it. The seat had a width of 23 inches and reclined to form a flat bed. A pillow and blanket were provided. The overhead bins weren't very large above the window seats. Next to the seat was a counter with some storage space. There were controls to adjust the seat and a power socket and USB port. Next to the window was another storage locker. The Amenity kit was a nice bag. It included socks and an eye mask, creams and lip balm, earplugs, a toothbrush and toothpaste. Soft pyjamas were also provided. There was plenty of legroom in this seat. Prior to takeoff, champagne and still or sparkling water were offered. And then the safety video was played.
Hi, I'm Louise from Qantas in Darwin, and I'm a proud Wagadagam and Mudbara woman. Welcome to my magic place.
We pushed back from the gate for a short taxi to runway 27 left. You could watch the tail camera on the TV screen. The flight to Singapore was scheduled at 13 hours 50 minutes, then a 100-minute layover before a scheduled 7-hour 50-minute onward flight to Sydney, a journey just under 24 hours. Next to the seat was a controller for the entertainment system. Although the screen was a touchscreen, it was a little out of reach. Headphones were also provided. These were okay. The 15.5-inch touchscreen featured a good range of movies and TV shows, including the entire series of Harry Potter movies. A Wi-Fi service was not installed on this aircraft. Shortly after takeoff, drinks from the bar were offered, alongside a ricotta and Cheville tartlet. I settled in to watch the first Harry Potter movie. For the meal, there was a choice each of starter, main course and dessert. There was also a good range of drinks available. The table rotated from under the counter. A crew member laid a tablecloth and then served a side salad, water and bread. For starter, I opted for the roast tomato and tarragon soup with roasted croutons. It being dry January, I opted for a Diet Coke to drink. For main course, I chose the crumbed fillet of cod with potato puree, green peas and tarragon tartare sauce. I finished the meal with a chocolate mousse with mascarpone, cocoa brownie and raspberries, alongside a cup of tea and some chocolates. Every course was excellent and very tasty. There were 4 toilets for business class, 2 between the cabins and a further 2 at the back of the second cabin. They were fairly compact but well maintained. Lichia hand wash and cream were provided. I changed into the pyjamas I'd been given before takeoff. They were soft and very comfortable. Back in the cabin, the seat reclined to form a flat bed. A mattress topper fitted over the seat. There was also a pillow and blanket. With the extra legroom of this seat, there was plenty of space, and the bed was very comfortable. At the front of the aircraft was a lounge area shared between first class and business class. On one side was a sofa area, and on the other a couple of booths. Under the tables were USB ports and call bells on the tables. There was a fridge full of soft drinks, snacks and fruit. About 2 hours before landing, breakfast was served, even though it was going to be early evening in Singapore. A breakfast card was provided when you boarded for you to fill in your food selection. I opted for the scrambled eggs with bacon, hash brown and braised beans, with a side of toast and marmalade. This was one of the best breakfasts I've had on any business class flight. I crammed in some more Harry Potter as we prepared to land. I think I was on the third movie in the franchise at this point. We came in to land on runway 02 left and taxied to Terminal 1. We arrived at gate D46 an hour ahead of schedule. Soon we were disembarking to head to the Qantas Business Lounge, which was a 7-minute walk away at a fast pace. There were a range of seating areas in the lounge, with a buffet-style restaurant area. Soon it was time for the walk back to the gate, where you had to re-clear security. From this departure gate, there were views of the aircraft. Business class passengers got priority boarding after first class. The boarding process was quick, and I was soon back at seat 11K with another pre-flight drink and fresh pyjamas. We pushed back from the gate as the sun began to set. We taxied to take off from runway 02 centre.
For your safety, we don't allow anyone, including children, to sleep on the floor. Once again, it's a pleasure having you on board.
Following an interesting announcement, I settled back to watch more Harry Potter. Soon after takeoff, orders were taken for drinks and supper. There was a choice each of main course and dessert. This was served together on a tray. I opted for the beef massamum with green beans, fried basil and jasmine rice, followed by a selection of cheese. I settled down for more sleep. A couple of hours prior to landing, a breakfast was offered. This was a simpler offering than the one on the first leg. I chose a bacon and egg roll and a bowl of fresh fruit. As the sun began to rise, we started to prepare for landing. Overall, this was a great flight, with a friendly, attentive crew. The food was both well presented and tasty. The breakfast before landing in Singapore in particular was excellent. There was just one downside for me, coming up in a minute. We came into land on runway 34 left and taxied to the international terminal. We waited some time at the gate for the door to open. When we finally disembarked, queues of economy passengers from the lower deck had already disembarked, meaning there was no priority disembarkation, and long queues had already formed for immigration. My bag came off the belt pretty quickly though. Let me know what you think of the review. How do you think Qantas Business Class compares to other airlines? Comment, like and share. And don't forget to subscribe for future reviews.